Hello and welcome to Special Stage. Throughout this series, you'll have been used to the high-speed thrills of the world of rally and off-road racing, and this episode really is no different. It's the time of the season when all eyes are on the prizes, and for the finale of the BTRDA Rally Championship, we take you on a scenic tour of Wales, taking in the picturesque seafront at Llandudno before heading to the North Wales Forest for some classic Welsh rally stages for the 2010 Cambrian Rally. But before we do that, here is all the action from the title-deciding final round of the British Cross Country Championship. So with the championship still undecided going into the final round, it will be all to play for here this weekend. And with a venue renowned for its punctures, it was going to be an interesting race for the title. Fastest out of the blocks over the morning's first two stages was Justin Birchall. A good start to the event and a clear sign that the car was starting to perform as well as it should. Ian Roberts in the Rakeway started the day with a fourth fastest time and improved on that over the second run of the day, moving up to second place with just 2 seconds to go to catch Birchall. In line for taking the championship here this weekend, it would have to be a clean run for Tim Dilworth and Anthony Brinkman. However, a clean run didn't mean a slow one, ending run 2 in third place, only a handful of seconds off the lead. Continuing his late run of good results, Martin Gold settles himself into fourth place at the end of this morning's runs. Gold can look back on a far better season here than last year. Another driver showing improvement towards the end of the season was Greg McLeod. This year focused on development of the Max Traction Milner, which now looked to be performing well. He starts the day in 5th place. Sixth place at the end of 2 runs was Gordon Monaghan in the RS200, slightly off the pace, posting times around 30 seconds a run down from the leader. For Carl Duffield, it would be a good start, but this wouldn't last. Running in 7th place after run 2, that's where his event would end, retiring after the run, leaving 7th place open going into run 3. At the end of run 2, Mike Moran would be 8th overall, and ready to take that extra place going into the next run following Duffield's retirement. And after an up and down season, Martin Cox was pushing on well and finishes his morning's runs in 9th place. Mark Francis is the highest of the clubman entries in 10th place so far, but this would also be a short-lived drive, retiring in the following run. Phil Ibbotson and Will Jefferson in the 6R4 were sat just outside the top 10 in 11th place. But their event was also about to come to an end, when they stopped behind a stranded Charlie Evans mid-stage, only for Charlie's car to roll backwards into the front of the 6R4. The pair managed one more run before calling it a day to avoid any further damage. Also not a good start for Steve Hyatt. 5th overall after run 1 was the pace he was looking for, but he drops to 20th after run 2 with gearbox issues, before retiring on run 3. Another driver not having much luck was Bob Seaman, stopping on run 1 with no drive. The car would now be repaired and ready for action later in the day, but Seaman was down in 32nd place after this. A short-lived event for Ivan Dudley in the second 6R4 when he crashed into the back of Alan Wilkinson's Milner, spelling retirement on run 1. Going into the afternoon's runs, it would still be Justin Birchall holding on to that lead, but only by 13 seconds now. Tim Dilworth moves up to second place and closes the gap on Birchall, but he wouldn't have to fight for the outright win here this weekend to take the championship title. This would be good enough to see Dilworth lift the trophy. Martin Gold improves slightly on his placing and moves up to third overall by the end of the day. Gordon Monaghan gains a couple of places and moves up into fourth place. Good progress from Mike Moran, who climbs his way up to fifth place, enjoying the tricky conditions as always. An impressive climb for Martin Conboy as he jumps up from 13th to 6th at the end of the day. Trophy Rally entry Adam Evans makes his way up the leaderboard into 7th place. And Luke Francis now takes over the role of highest placed clubman entry in 8th place. While Martin Cox moves back up into 9th after briefly dropping out of the top 10 on run 5. Steve Smith climbs up into 10th place now in his JRG Focus. Bad luck for Dan Lofthouse in the afternoon as he breaks a prop shaft on the car and ends the day with a couple of maximum times down in 30th place. Bad luck too for Tony Coyd, who had been running as high as 9th, but a puncture on the final run of the day saw him slip down to 21st. And dropping out of 5th place was Ian Roberts in the Rakeway when the suspension broke on the car. Four runs faced the crews on Sunday, and the weather had finally started to improve, but it was a bit too late to make much difference to the conditions out on the stage, which were still just as treacherous from the previous day's rain. First, look at the trophy rally, and of the 7 crews that started, there will be 5 finishers, rounded off by Tom and Richard Hipkiss in the Tomcat. Fourth place goes to the Toyota Land Cruiser of Steve Anning. While third place in the trophy rally is taken by Greg Morris in the Bowler Wildcat, one of many drivers to suffer with punctures all weekend. Runners-up in the trophy rally were Richard Wynne Williams and Ian Jones, another crew riding on punctures for a number of runs. But winner of the trophy rally was Adam Evans in the Milner R4, a time that would have seen him finish 5th overall in the main event. Maybe a step up to the main field is in order for 2011.